Ever heard of Spirit Airlines? This airline is known for having some of the worst ever customer service in the industry. Passengers have reported everything from rude staff to long hold times when trying to resolve issues. Take, for example, a passenger named Sarah from New York. She booked a flight to Florida with Spirit for her family's vacation. After her flight was delayed by 4 hours, Spirit did nothing to compensate her, and when she asked about rebooking, the gate agent was rude and unhelpful. Sarah ended up missing her connecting flight and had to pay for another ticket. A nightmare, right? And then there's the seating. Spirit is notorious for its ultra-cramped seating, which leaves you feeling like you're stuck in a sardine can for the duration of your flight. Forget about comfort. You'll be lucky if you get enough legroom to stretch out your legs. But the real kicker? The hidden fees. Spirit charges for everything: carry-on, seat assignments, even water. One passenger, Greg from Chicago, found that his $60 ticket ballooned to over $150 by the time he added in all the extra fees. Not exactly a budget airline experience. Coming in at number 2, American Airlines. American Airlines has faced some major issues lately, from delayed flights to customer service disasters. Let's dive into one particularly frustrating incident. A couple from Texas, Tom and Linda, were flying to Paris for their anniversary. After arriving at the airport early, their flight was delayed by over 3 hours. And when it was time to board, there were no updates, no announcements, no apologies, nothing. They finally boarded, only to discover their checked luggage never made it onto the plane. The airline offered them no compensation and said it could take up to 5 days to retrieve their bags. But it's not just the delays and lost luggage, it's Americans' lack of communication. Another passenger, Mike from Ohio, was flying home after a business trip. His flight was canceled last minute due to weather, but Mike later found out that the real reason was a crew shortage. American didn't notify him until he was already at the gate. To add insult to injury, when Mike tried to get a refund, he had to wait over a month to get any response from their customer service team. And finally, the airline you should never fly with, Allegiant Air. Allegiant Air has a bad reputation for multiple reasons, but perhaps the biggest issue is safety. Allegiant has been called out for having a poor safety record with multiple reports of maintenance issues and emergency landings. While they've made improvements over the years, that history still haunts them, and it's not a risk you want to take. But safety aside, Allegiant also has a reputation for poor customer service. A passenger named Rachel, flying from Las Vegas to Phoenix, recalls how her flight was delayed 6 hours. After waiting in a crowded terminal with no updates, Allegiant finally told her the flight was canceled due to technical difficulties. They gave no accommodations and sent everyone home to figure it out themselves. Rachel had to spend the night at the airport, and it wasn't until the next day that she was able to catch a flight. And don't even get me started on their seating. One traveler, Alex, booked a cheap flight with Allegiant and found himself crammed into a tiny seat with no recline and little legroom. The flight attendants barely acknowledged the passengers, and there were no in-flight amenities. For the price, Alex said it was one of the worst flight experiences he's had. So there you have it, folks. 3 airlines you should seriously think twice about flying with. Of course, there are always exceptions, and some people might have had good experiences with these carriers. But if you're looking for a smooth, comfortable, and reliable flight, you might want to skip these guys. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you flown with any of these airlines? What was your experience like? Drop your comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another travel tip.